guys, so today's video is something that quite a few of you have requested for me to do. I feel really blessed about the fact that you observe this much about my life to know that I'm a very organized person. I've talked about a few organizational tips in general. I have also talked about how it's important to have your life organized, because I feel like unless you're organized, you're really not going to be able to plan your days and sort of make the most of your days in general. This applies to you whether you have a job, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're someone who's looking for a job, whether you're a student, whether you're a homemaker. I feel like having a to-do list is very important, and it's one of the fundamentals of going ahead and making each day count. So I heard you. Here I am doing a video about it. I'm going to share with you a few basic tips that I can give you based on my experience on what I think works for me to help organize my life. This video is in collaboration with WD hard drives. They are a very important part of how I organize my entire life. I'll come to how later, but I just wanted to let you guys know. I always mention my sponsored videos down below in the info box. It's something I started doing over the past couple of months, in case you're wondering. A hard drive is a really important part of my life, because as a blogger, it's a quintessential must-have product for everyone, more so for me as a blogger and YouTuber, because I create so much digital content. But I will come to that later. Let me start off with just telling you a few things that I believe in, that you might be able to practice on an everyday basis, and I really hope this helps. Number one, make a to-do list. Make sure every morning you have like a list in front of you where you know this is what you need to achieve through the day. This is very vital for me. I feel like I won't be able to go ahead and finish the work for the day if I don't know what exactly it is I'm supposed to sort of check out in a certain sense of a way. If you're a pen and paper person, then I'm sure there's a certain satisfaction you get in just making that tick mark against, oh my god, this thing is done. I'm 99% paperless in life, so I sort of gain that happiness out of, you know, checking it out on an app that I use. I will take you through my phone in a bit to show you the apps that I use and how I use them. But make a to-do list. I prefer to do it the night before. So what I do is I basically go through my to-do list twice a day. Once in the morning, I go through the to-do list that I prepared the previous night. If I need to add anything, take out anything, keep it for another day, make all those basic changes. And every night I sort of assess the entire list once again and add a few things for the next day. It's sort of like a cycle for me, and that's what I find works for me. I hope that is something you might be able to try, and I hope that that works for you. Point number two, I color code a lot. Now, whether you're someone who writes a lot on pen and paper, or you're someone who uses synced apps across your phone, your laptop, whatever it may be, as long as you color code, I feel like it'll help you prioritize certain things. I use basic color codes like blue for everything personal, red for everything work related. I feel like these little color coded ways are a way of just making sure you don't miss anything, and at the same time, when you look at like your calendar at the end of a week or month, you know this is the amount of work you've done in this week, and this is the amount of free time you took. I did lunches with friends and dinners with friends, and you need to sort of balance that out. These are just things that I'm sharing with you that I know work for me, and I'm hoping that this works for you. So if it does work for you, of course you must let me know down below in the comment section, and if it doesn't work for you, or you've tried it and it hasn't worked, or anything of that sort, let me know down below in the comment section. Coming to point number three. Now, I feel having designated spots for everything works. So for example, the desk that I sit on and I'm in right now is my shoot spot. It's part of my bedroom, and because I work from home, it's one of those things where it's important for me to have a designated area. When I come and sit here, I automatically go into like work mode. So let's say if I'm not actively shooting, I know that if I'm sitting here, I'm going to pull my laptop out, my hard drive out, and I'm going to start editing photos and videos. That's just the way my brain is conditioned right now. Also, say for example, if I'm like at my beauty bar, I'm bound to either be cleaning around my beauty bar and getting things in order, or I'm going to be doing my makeup, or I'm going to be not doing my makeup, like taking it off. So I feel like these small things really go a long way. It just becomes part of how you condition yourself to be in a certain mode when you're in a certain spot. And again, that's just something I've learned over a period of time. Tip number four. Now, I don't know how many people are used to shuffling between multiple devices on a daily basis, but because I know I do, here's a little insight. I make it a point to go through all of my unread messages, WhatsApp messages, Slack messages, emails, at least a part of them, on a daily basis. I feel like when you're going through the day between errands, shoots, meetings, calls, events, or traveling between all of this, there is a chance you might miss out on certain communication which might be vital to your job or your education or your home. I feel like a lot of certain time where you just need to sit down and you need to give yourself like a target. Okay, I need to clear out 50% of my email inbox. I feel like those things really help. I feel like it's really important to know that you can't miss out on important communication, because people could be getting in touch with you for work, for events, whether it's personal or professional, it doesn't matter. I feel like communication is a huge part of being organized, because you don't want people to think like you're not responding to them. That's unprofessional, that's not ethical. So I guess that's one more thing you could take away from this. Tip number 5. This is one of my personal favorites, and I believe it's one of my most important tips. Using the right kind of apps. Now, I'm someone who believes in syncing all the devices, okay, whether it's my phone, my tablet, my laptop. If I have an event on my phone calendar, it will reflect on my email calendar, on my laptop calendar, on my iPad calendar. I just feel like I like that convenience. I feel like once you get used to that kind of convenience, you'll never go back from it. And there's a certain sense of a systematic flow that comes from it that gives me a lot of satisfaction. It might sound like I have an OCD, and I probably do, I'm not gonna lie, but I just like for things to be super organized. I like for things to be in order. I like for information to be accessible at all times. So if I'm in one room with my iPad and my phone's charging in the other room, but I know I have to sort of check something, I can instantly do it, and that's really important to me. Having said that, I also want to tell you, which brings me to tip number 6, having the right kind of apps and maintaining them. You gotta make sure all your softwares are updated. You have to make sure you keep up with tech, because tech is such a huge part of what everyone does these days, irrespective of what field you're in, what graduation degree you have, which college you go to, what course you're doing. Technology is a huge part of everybody's everyday lives. On my phone, I genuinely absolutely trust apps like Calendar, which I think a lot of people call iCal, which syncs everything across like I mentioned. I believe in Wunderlist with all of my heart. I have actually told so many people about Wunderlist. It makes me so happy when they tell me, you know, like a few weeks later or a few months later, oh my god, it's helped me like organize my life. So that's one app that I would highly recommend. I use stickies on my laptop all the time. They just really help me keep those little notes around. They're honestly like stickies, like, you know, you would stick around in your house, but paperless stickies. And I like that about it. I like that it's eco-friendly. I like that it's paperless. I like that it's digital. I'm always with my laptop, around my laptop. I love that kind of convenience. So that's one more thing you should definitely try. And one thing I would definitely recommend you trying is getting your hands on Excels, because Excel sheets give me life. I feel like my entire life, my content calendars, my ideas, my shoot schedules, my payment processes, everything comes together with Excel sheets, to be honest, especially when it comes to management. So those are a few things I'm definitely recommending that you go ahead and check out, because in case you have stayed away from them or have a phobia with any of them, because I know friends who are like, oh my god, Excel sheets are so serious, and I'm like, no, they're not. Excel sheets are my best friend. I love encouraging the use of the right kind of devices, the right kind of softwares, the right kind of apps. And like I said, this comes down to tip number 7, I think. So hard drives would actually quintessentially be included in every single point that I told you, mainly because it's not possible for me to do all of this and not take backups. I have mentioned this a couple of times in my previous videos, but I take backups all the time. To be literal, I take backups twice a week. I take backups every Monday and every Friday. And I feel like it's not possible to be as organized as you are, because if you have all of these things going for you in place, systematic, at the same time, God forbid if something happened to your laptop or your computer, my whole world would come crashing down. And I just don't think I have the capacity to handle something like that, because I'm as organized as I am, so I obviously don't want all my effort to go to waste. Which is why I feel like backups are super important. WD hard drives are hard drives that I have been using for the past couple of years. I'm saying this from a very genuine point of view, because I feel like I've banked on them for so long. It only makes me happy to be able to tell you. They don't only come in size options and color options, but they also come with their guarantees and their warranties. For me personally, the biggest bonus point is that they're so portable, because they fit into like my tiny little laptop bag, which usually is like barely has any space left in it because I'm like stuffing it with so many things. Apart from that, I feel like I definitely want to tell you that hard drives are one way to go if you're someone who's dealing with a job or a course in college that has to do with a lot of technology or storage. For example, I'm shooting maybe 3 or 4 times a week. It's not possible for me to keep all of this footage of photos and videos on my laptop. It's just not possible because it will slow my machine down, and obviously I don't want that to happen. So I feel like it's really important to know the pros and cons of your job and to find a solution to all of it. For me, that solution is hard drives, and I feel like WD hard drives definitely do the trick for me. Another advantage for me obviously is the fact that with a lot of other softwares or drives or things like that, as great as they may be, the usability needs to be really simple. To be able to have all of your data and not have to bank on the internet for it. So I feel like that's another huge bonus that I'm just going to put out there for you to consider. I feel like when I'm traveling to a lot of other places, to a lot of remote places, I don't know what the internet connection is going to be like. So I genuinely can't bank on anything that will give me access to my storage based on internet. So I feel like that's a huge advantage. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that these points are as useful as they can be for you as they are for me. I feel like I'm constantly trying to find new ways to share my life with you and across so many different ways and genres. So let me know if you have absolutely any doubts over anything. Email me on ilovemyfollowers@walkonby.in. This is another super organized little thing that I've done because I want to make sure I don't miss any of my readers and followers' emails. Just putting it out there in case you want to reach out to me for questions on technology, softwares, apps, life, anything else that I may have missed out on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.